Hello and welcome to the Vocal Gym and our first YouTube video. I am delighted that our first interviewee is going to be my friend and star of hit musical Wicked, the current Elphaba, Miss Laura Pick.
Hi!
Hi, Laura.
Laura, it's great to have you with us here today at the Vocal Gym. What would you say was your vocal journey or your vocal training?
I started having singing lessons probably when I was about 7 years old. And I mean, back then I was just having them in Wakefield and they were amazing for my progress. I'm trying to remember my first two singing teachers. I think the first one was much more like classical. I did a lot more legit sounding stuff. And then my second singing teacher was like a proper rocker. So I did like some cool, but my memory is shocking. And I don't really remember doing a lot of technical stuff, but I think it was kind of like saying we'll work on it. I mean, some people do a lot when they're 7, don't they? I used to sing Wicked as a warm-up in the car, like before I sung anything else. Those days are long gone.
Just for the record, you left Wakefield to come to London to drama school to train. What drama school did you attend?
At Mountby Academy of Theatre Arts.
We think of the voice as a muscle, and a muscle can be trained. How do you feel your voice changed and developed throughout your training at Mountview and now beyond that?
It's just matured over time, really, and I'd say probably got richer, and I can definitely sing a lot lower than I used to be able to sing, so that's my range has expanded.
Funny you say that. Most people think about Elphaba, those crazy top notes, those Fs, not anything in the lower range. So what is it that you think about? What is it that works for you?
I think I'm very much practice and repetition, and my voice just kind of gets used to things and gets stronger. Does that make sense?
Yeah, thankfully that does make sense to me. So we've talked about the voice being a muscle, and we go to the gym to work out other muscles in our bodies and get ourselves fit and active. And here at the Vocal Gym, we want to create a personal workout for all of our clients. You've said it's all about practice, about singing it into the voice, muscle memory as such. So what's your vocal workout or your personal vocal workout? What's your regime that you follow?
I think it's about the training, and I think, you learn so much and you absorb so much information. And some people find it helpful to think more about the technical aspect and, oh, my voice is doing this and doing this. But I keep on top of singing lessons as best I can. Or running into Wicked, I was having singing lessons regularly and working through the material. I also think it helped. I built up a lot of stamina when I was just working on the ship, because I had to sing a lot more than I had been when, I was out of work for 2 years. And other than auditions and singing lessons, looking at material that was generally for auditions, I wasn't really singing that much. And then doing the ship, I was singing, most days, either rehearsing or doing our shows. And then the run up to getting Wicked, really regular singing lessons. And now it's like the voice is the muscle. It's like an athlete, you just get used to it and you build up the strength. And the more I do the show, the stronger I am. So much about muscle memory, and I just seem to be able to do it. Obviously, everyone has days where you might go, oh, that wasn't where I wanted it to be. But yeah, about the muscles.
You started Wicked as the standby for the role of Elphaba. Being standby, you're not on every night. So what was your workout? What was it that you took yourself through to sort of keep yourself or keep the show in muscle memory?
Yeah, when I was standby, not every night, but a lot of the time I would either at least sing through one of the songs along with the show. And then sometimes I'd do the whole show and actually do the dialogue as well or whatever. So yeah, it was, just keep singing, because I'm finding now in lockdown that my voice isn't as strong because I'm not singing as much. And I'm going to have to, before going back to work, build up that, I'm sure it will come back, but, build up that stamina again.
Well, it sounds like you need to come for a vocal workout at the vocal gym.
I will.
So what would you say is your favourite vocal warm-up or exercise?
I very much like doing my "Oh no you don't" up the scale. "Oh no you don't" all the way up. I think I go to a G.
Well, Elphaba only sings to a top F, so are you just checking in there's a little bit extra just in case?
If I know I can do that, then I'm like, great, okay, cool. Like, if I know that I'm warm when I've got to that point.
I've spoken to and worked with and played for many Elphabas over the years, and each of them have had a different answer to this question. So of the big three songs, Wizard Night, Defying Gravity, No Good Deed, which do you feel the need to be most ready for every night, or indeed which do you find the hardest?
The one I find the hardest is No Good Deed, but purely for the stamina of it, because not only have you got to sing this massive song, I've just been running around, and it's about the breathing and the acting with that one as well. It's a big thing, and bringing the acting through the vocals. The other two, they're all big sings. They are all big sings, and they're all challenging in their own special ways. But for me, it's definitely No Good Deed, and I've been singing No Good Deed since drama school. I sang it in one of our assessments.
You did. I remember that.
Yeah, but I do think about that sometimes when I'm doing it. I thought, wonder if when I was standing in CM2, I ever thought I'd actually be Elphaba on the West End stage.
Don't worry, I sat there 10 years ago. I knew you would. What a lot of people don't realise is just how athletic Elphaba is, and the Apollo Victoria is not the most flat of stages.
Nope, it's like that.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like that, that's very dramatic.
So taking it back and a little bit more on vocal things, this is a question that you don't even have to answer, but what was your audition song for Wicked?
My audition song for Wicked was, and I think actually every year I auditioned for Wicked bar one, I sang this song, and it is The Woman in the Moon. Don't steal it, it is on my voice reel. The Woman in the Moon, it's a Barbra Streisand song from one of the many versions of A Star Is Born. And it's an amazing song, and I love it. And the one year I didn't sing it for Wicked was the one year I didn't get a recall.
Stick with what you know. Talk about sticking with it. You didn't start as the role of Elphaba, you started as standby. So what would you say, or what was your timeline from first audition to now being the role of Elphaba?
So I had my first audition probably March 2017. I sang Woman in the Moon. And then I can't remember how many rounds there was. There was the first vocal round, then there would have been a recall with some material. So I got sent Alpha material, and it was like a section of Defying Gravity, a big chunk of Wizard and I. And I don't think I did I'm Not That Girl that time. And then I got recalled again to do a movement call, which everyone loves. Luckily, I remembered it from having done it before. Did that, got through that, and then I think it was just the workshop session, which is where you go in and you work on the material with the creatives, and you have like a good chunk of time to like work through it. And then the final, which is always scary because they film it to send off to the Americans. And I did all my material, and I'd been sent Nessa Rose cover material as well. Quite late on, I'd been sent that and had to do the Nessa Rose material. And then did it all, and it just came out of the audition. I just had that feeling that you get where you're just like, okay, that's it. There's nothing else I could do. I've given it everything. It was the first time I'd been to finals for it as well. And I just went into the toilet and cried because I just was so just like, whoa, after everything, because I'd literally given it everything I had. And then about blooming 6 weeks later, walking round Oxford Street. I think I'd just finished work, and my agent rang me and told me I'd been offered standby, and I didn't even know I was in for standby. As far as I was concerned, I was in for an Elphaba Nessa Rose cover, so that was a big shocker, and I was very happy about that. It's what I'd always wanted. I'd actually always wanted to be the standby, because you get the absolute best of both worlds. You get to do your dream role, but you also get to sit and drink tea with your friends. So it's one of those. And then I was standby for 2 years for Alice Fern. So as you can imagine, I was rarely ever on, because she is a legend.
She is a legend and a powerhouse.
And so I used to enjoy going and sitting on the sound desk, and I'd watch the show quite a lot, actually. I miss that. I miss getting to go out and just enjoy the show. But yeah, and then in January I took over for Elphaba. So yeah, it's been quite a journey.
So this is more of a naughty question. Everyone talks about signature Elphaba riffs or things that they have added on. So if you were going to risk it and change it up a bit, what, if you were allowed to, would be the riff that you would like to add to the Elphaba track?
I don't know. I do have in my head one that I always want to do at the end of No Good Deed. No good deed will I do again. I think Alice did that a few times, actually.
So since we're talking vocally, what is your favourite vocal moment in the show?
So I'm all about the drama in life and on stage. And I'm a big fan of Everything's About No Good Deed today for some reason. But in No Good Deed, after we're over the fans, we're doing no good deed goes unpunished, all hell below just should be circumvented. No good deed goes unpunished, or I meant well, look at what I meant it. And it's really, she's getting so frustrated. And then it all comes right back down. And it goes, and you speak and you feel the drama, and then it just, you start to walk forward as well. And vocally, you're building from speaking, and then you're just building and building and building for the climax at the end of the song. And I think that's definitely one of my favourite vocal moments in the show.
So if we were to leave Wicked behind for a moment, or indeed when the time comes you were to leave Elphaba behind and she takes her final bow, what would be the role that you would like to go on to next? Or what is the West End role, or even Broadway role, that you dream of playing?
Oh, it's so generic and cliche. I really, really, really want to be Fantine. And I really want to sing that amazing song and just feel everything that she feels singing I Dreamed a Dream, and have those moments of quiet and tenderness, and then those gritty moments and the heartbreak, all of it.
You are all about the drama today.
But there's also, there's loads of things out there, loads of amazing musicals, loads of new writing, and I'd love to be at the start of a process as well. Something you can really get your teeth into and put your stamp on.
So Laura, you and I go back over 10 years. Maybe a strange question, but what is the funniest, or what story do you have as maybe like a Laura and Eoin moment?
You played my dad in second year My Fair Lady. Where did we put it on? Did we just put it on in the studio? Just CM2, something like that. Yeah. And we had to wear those. Well, you obviously didn't have to wear a practice skirt, did you? But yeah, and you had to sing I'm getting married in the morning.
Oh, when you left Mindview, you went in to play Maria Von Trapp in The Sound of Music, or cover Maria Von Trapp in The Sound of Music. So we've gone from Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady to Maria Von Trapp. That feels like a natural progression. Then to Elphaba, bit of a vocal U-turn. They're sort of vocal extremes.
I think growing up I did do a lot of legit work. and I kind of was a mixed bag, really. I think I've got a very strong mix, so I think that's quite transferable to both those styles of singing. But now more so, actually, since I've taken over Elphaba, I'm gonna have to. I mean, I've still got my legit sound. I still do try and like keep that ticking over. But I'm actually gonna have to retrain. I've lost some of my top legit range, which I'm gonna have to work at getting back, just because I'm out of practice. It just goes to show how important it is to practice. But because, you know, my voice has to be in a certain place for Elphaba every day, you kind of let the other one slip away. So yeah, it's good to have it's good to be versatile, isn't it? You know, don't just focus on being able to belt. You know, focus on being able to make a legit sound as well.
So is that your top piece of vocal advice? Be able to do everything.
Yeah, no, it's definitely important. It's going to be better career-wise to be able to do everything, isn't it? And those classic book musicals will never go away. It's such a beautiful sound. Why wouldn't you want to be able to sing? I'm not going to say soprano, because obviously there's many altos that sing legit. I'd actually probably consider myself more of no, I'm probably a sop 2 now. I mean, I think probs. I'd still like to be able to do my top C though, so I've got to work on that. But yeah, no, I'd definitely say to anybody not just to focus on belt. I understand. I remember my singing teacher would always try and get me to sing soprano when I was younger, and I'd be like, no, I want to belt, I want to sing Wicked. I used to hate having to sing. I could have danced all night, but I'm so glad that I did do that. I'm so glad I did train that part of my voice, because it won't ever leave you.
So it's all about muscle memory and a good vocal workout.
Good.
Muscle memory.
Oh, in all of the years of knowing me, and this is Laura Pick's Irish accent. So I think this is a good time to wrap up this chat there.
I'm terrible.
So before we go, and Laura treats us to a little song, remember to check her out on Instagram at LauraPick191 and give us a follow and subscribe. We are The Vocal Gym UK on YouTube, Instagram and Twitter. So Laura, what are you going to sing for us?
I'm going to sing a little bit, just a little sneak preview of what baking can do from Waitress.
Even this, even now, even as the walls come tumbling down, even as I can't stop remembering how every door we ever made, we never once walked out. Something chance to ask her about. So with flour on my hands, I'll show them all how goddamn happy I am. Sugar, butter, flour, don't let me down. Let's see the next amazing thing baking does now.
A massive thank you to Laura, and see you later.